Okay, everybody, welcome to the next game in the Colorado Rockies 2025 replay Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced. We're at game number 31, first of a four-game road trip out to San Francisco at Oracle Park. Oracle Park is rated 1 to 11 for singles, 1 to 4 for home runs. Colorado actually won this game real world 4 to 3. Starting pitchers Justin Verlander for the Giants, Kyle Freeland for the Rockies. Rockies come to the game 12 and 18. San Francisco comes in 11 and 20 based on the Action PC sim action. Since we're at a new team and we have not had them on the replay yet, we'll go through all their players that are on the active roster, not counting the starting pitchers that are going to start in the next couple of days. Leading things off in left field will be Heliot Ramos. Batting second at shortstop is going to be Willie Adames. Hitting third is the designated hitter, former Met, Wilmer Flores. Batting cleanup at third base is third baseman Matt Chapman. Hitting fifth in right field, Mike Yastrzemski. Hitting sixth in center field is Luis Matos. Batting seventh, and he is not carded, David Villar, first baseman. So he is going to be using the nameless player card. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is Patrick Bailey. Batting ninth and playing second base, Christian Koss. Not to be confused with Christopher Cross. And, of course, Justin Verlander, your starter. Verlander on the 25 season, 4-11 with a 385 earned run average. Let's look at their bench. They do have, with Freeland, the lefty pitching for Colorado, they have four lefties on the bench. They have Brett Wisely, Lamont Wade Jr., Jung Hoo Lee, and backup catcher Sam Huff. Sam Huff is actually a righty, but the other three are lefties. In the bullpen, they have several right-handers and maybe a couple of lefties. Let's see how many lefties they actually have. They only have one lefty that I can see in the bullpen on the active roster, and that's Eric Miller. The right-handers, Randy Rodriguez, Tyler Rogers, Ryan Walker, Spencer Bivens, Hayden Birdsong, and their closer, Camilo Doval. I think he later goes to the Yankees. I'm not sure. But this is his card specifically for San Francisco. So those are your bench and bullpen players that are available to be used in this ball game. Lineup for the Rockies, not much of a change. Pretty consistent lineup, I would think. Let's see here. I don't think there's anything really out of the ordinary. Trejo, the nameless player, is going to bat ninth. So let's look at Verlander. He's a -1 hold. He's a +2. But Bailey, the catcher, is a -3 arm, which makes him a -1. And hello, Paul and Joel and Ben and Thomas. Good to see all of you. Glad I could tear you away from Apper Soccer for a little bit. All right, here is Justin Verlander to Brenton Doyle. That is a 6-4, and that's a ballpark single check right off the bat. It's 1 to 11 for Oracle Park, and that is a 6, so it's a leadoff single for Brenton Doyle. And again, Verlander is a -1 on his hold, but Doyle's going to try to get the lead anyway. He needs a 4 or a 6. Doesn't get it, doesn't matter. So he'll hold. And here's Jordan Beck, left fielder. 3-3 for Beck, and that's a ground ball pitcher. That'll be a double play. 1-4-3. Double play. 2 quick outs. Just like that. That is correct, Joel. They certainly are. I took advantage of that free shipping they had a while back. Well, it was actually a perk that came with the it's a perk that came with the Barnes and Noble thing. So, not sure there's anything else, any other seasons I don't already have that I would want. But for people that want to add a couple seasons, it's a nice treat. Here's Michael Tolia, 5'5", switch hitter, and that is a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at shortstop Adamas. He's a 2E17. 2 and a 5. He'll get to that, no problem. E17 as a shortstop. 15, 16, and 17 are the errors to avoid. And that'll be the same for Trejo when he is in the field. And that's a nice play. And the inning is over. So the double play kind of took the starch out of everything. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Colorado nothing, and the Giants coming to bat. And on the mound for the Rockies, their number one starter, left-handed thrower, Kyle Freeland. Number one being, I believe he started opening day. Yes, Ben, they use FedEx for their shipping. I do believe so, yes. Let's see. I don't know if I guess it's FedEx Ground or something. I'm not sure exactly how they do it. But anyway, Kyle Freeland, 5-17, 4.98 ERA and 31 starts. And leading off will be left fielder Heliot Ramos. That is a 6-6, and that's a fly to center. Doyle will put it away. One down for Willy Adames, shortstop. .411, and that is a ballpark single check. It's 1 to 11, and that's right on the numbers. So Adames gets the base hit. Now he'll be looking to possibly get a lead. He needs a 5 or a 6, and he gets a 6. He's going to go 17 being held to 15. -3 is a 12, 1 to 12. And he got caught stealing. So Adames is out of there. Caught stealing. 2 down, base is clear now for designated hitter Wilmer Flores. That's a 2-9 for Flores, and that's a single to right field. Flores won't be going anywhere. Here is Chapman, third baseman. 5-7, and he struck him out. That's going to end the inning. Nothing doing there for the Giants. We played 1, and it's no score from Oracle Park. Thank you, Joel. The H is silent, so it's Elliott, just like Elliott, the name Elliott. Okay. Good to know. We'll keep that for future reference. Here is Hunter Goodman. He will lead things off. 6-5, and that's going to be a home run chance, 1 to 8. 9 to 20 would be a double. And that's a double for Hunter Goodman, leadoff double. And that brings up Ryan McMahon. That is a 2-7 for McMahon, struck him out. And he was the guy who hit the walk-off home run in the final game against the Braves. He was the player of the game. Of course, now in this game, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So different dog, different day. And here comes Mickey Moniak, the Maniac, right fielder. That's a 6-8 lefty, and that's a walk. That'll put runners at first and second. First walk by Verlander. It does set up a double play if you want to look at it in a different light. Kyle Farmer, second baseman, is up. And that's a 2-6, and that's a fly to right, 2 down. So it's up to Nick Martini, designated hitter. Clutch situation, and Martini in the clutch will lose some hits. 1, 2, 3, 2-5, and 2-6. But that's a 4-8 left-handed, and that's a walk. Second walk of the inning by Verlander, and the bases are now loaded for the uncarded Alan Trejo. He is a right-handed hitter. 4-6, and that's a double. 1 to 8, 9 to 20 for a single. 2 runs are going to score either way you go. That's a single, 2 stars for Trejo. It's going to score Goodman and score Moniak. And it's 2-0 Rockies here in the second inning. Martini will take third. So how about that? Number nine here coming through with a 2-run single. Here's Brenton Doyle, also a clutch situation. The clutch, he gains a hit, 2-8. 2-7, he just missed it, but 2-7 still got a chance at a double. 1-3. But he ends up flying out to right field where Yastrzemski will put it away. And that's going to end the inning. But 2 runs for the Rockies, 2-run single off the bat of Trejo. 2-0. Freeland back out, and he'll be facing Yastrzemski, Matos, and Villar. And Villar uses the nameless player. 4-11, and lefty-lefty. That's going to be a split. 1-6 is a single. 7-20 is a line out. And that's a line out right to the second baseman Farmer, one away. For Luis Matos. 4-9, and that's a single. Matos with a single. He's going to try to get a lead, but he needs a 6. That's the only way he gets the good lead is on a 6. And he doesn't do that, so he'll hold. And now here is David Villar, first baseman, right-handed hitter. That is a 6-7, and that's ground ball second base X. They were holding Matos, so the second baseman Farmer, who is responsible, jumps up to a 4 on his range. See if that makes a difference or not. 4-15 versus a 3-15. 4-15 is a G2. 3-15 would have been a G1, but it's going to be a G2 fielder's choice, assuming he doesn't make an error. And the only errors are 16 and 18. So he's going to get the fielder's choice 4-6. But because he was slid over to the bag at second, trying to keep tabs on the runner on first, he was not able to turn the double play quite as well as they would have liked. So he gets the fielder's choice, and that's it. And here's switch hitting catcher Patrick Bailey. 4-10, right-handed, split 1-12 is a single, 13-20 lines out, and that's a line out right to Trejo to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Giants. We go to the top of the third. Still 2-0 Rockies. Leading off will be Jordan Beck, left fielder, followed by Tolia and Goodman. 2-10, and that's going to be a fly to center. One away. For Michael Tolia, first baseman. 2-7 for Tolia. That's a base on balls, and that's the third walk issued by Verlander. He only had 52 walks in 152 innings, but he sure does seem like he wants to walk guys today. So here comes Hunter Goodman. That is a 3-6 for Goodman. Ground ball shortstop A. That is a Giovanni's Taylor shot. Tailor-made double play. Look at up close and personal. The 3-6 for the right-handed hitter is a ground ball shortstop A. And, of course, that is a tailor-made double play sponsored by Giovanni's Tailor Shop in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. If you're in the area and you have tailoring needs, be sure to stop by and see them. Tell them Demo sent you. They'll give you a discount. They are the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play of the game. And now Christian Koss is going to lead things off for the G-men. 1-10 against the lefty. That's a ballpark single check, 1-11. And that fails, so he will ground to third. McMahon is there, one away. For Elliot Ramos. 4-6, and that's going to be a 1-8 single, 9-20 lines to McMahon. And he lines to McMahon. 2 down for Willie Adames. That is a 5-4. And catcher X, so we're looking at Goodman, he's a 4. 4 and a 20. And I believe that's probably a G2 of some sort. 4 and a 20. Actually, it's a G2. 4 and a 20 is a G2. His error chance is a 10, or his number is a 10. So the only errors are 12 and 18. And 11, so he got by with it. Just a 2 to 3 ground out to end the inning. And Kyle Freeland has tossed 3 scoreless frames. And the Rockies lead it 2-0 as we go to the 4th. Here is Ryan McMahon. He will lead things off. Struck out his first chance. 6-8 lefty. And that's another walk for Verlander, his 4th. Those are going to get him in trouble eventually. And here comes Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. He walked his first time up. That's a 2. Balker pass ball. We're looking at a pass ball chance on the catcher, Bailey. And his pass ball chance is a 3 for Patrick Bailey. So no pass ball. So Moniak will swing it. 2-5 for Moniak. That's a single to left field. It's going to put runners at first and second, nobody out. First and second, nobody out. And that will send up Kyle Farmer. This could be a situation where, under normal circumstances, you might consider a bunt, but just about everybody in 2025 is a debunter, so that kind of kills that strategy. So Farmer will swing away. That's a 4-10, right-handed. That's a catcher X. We're going to Bailey. Bailey is a 1 with an E3. 1 and a 6 for a catcher. 1 and a 6 is a P/F, so it's a possible pass ball. His error rating is a 3. So 3, 16, and 18. And that's not going to be it. So now we're going to the wild pitch rating of Verlander. It's a 2. 1 to 2, it's going to be a pass ball. Anything above a 2, it's just a foul out. And it will be a foul out to Bailey. 1 down for Nick Martini. Martini walked his first time up. 4-2, that's a ballpark blast. It's a 1 to an 11, but he has weak power, so it would only be a single, but it would be a 2-star single, and it would score a run. But it has to be 1 to 11. And that is a 2, so that's gonna definitely pass. Martini, an RBI single. Scoring is McMahon to make it 3-0 Rockies. Moniak will go to third with only 1 out. Runners at the corners now. Now the 9th place hitter, Trejo, is up. Infield for the Giants. They're going to play in. They don't want to take any chances. They're playing in. That's a 1. Wild pitch on Verlander is a 2. And he just barely avoids the wild pitch. Here is the pitch to Trejo. That's a 3-8 for Trejo. It's a fly ball right field B ? So there's a chance here that Moniak can score on a sac fly. He runs at a 15. On the B ? you add 2, makes it a 17. Yastrzemski's arm, though, is a -3 for a 14. So a 1 to 14, he would score. Those are pretty good odds. That's 80% if my math is correct, or 70% rather, if my math is correct. And I don't believe Doyle has a 70% chance of getting a hit right after him. So we're going to send him 1 to 14. He is safe. And he is. So it's a good sacrifice fly by Trejo. Scoring is Moniak the Maniac. It's now 4-0 Giants. And we're back to the top of the order with 2 outs for Brenton Doyle. Martini at first, not being held. It's a 1-8 for Doyle, and it's a ground ball to short, and that will end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Rockies increase the lead to 4-0. And Freeland will be facing the heart of the order, Flores, Chapman, and Yastrzemski for the Giants. That's That's a 2-3 for Flores against the lefty. That's a ballpark single check. 1-2-11. And it's a base hit for Flores. He's 2 for 2. No threat to run. Here's Matt Chapman. That's a 2. Chance for a balk or pass ball. We're looking at a balk chance, and Freeland's balk is a 0. 6-4 against the right-hander. Ground ball shortstop X. This could be a double play. Trejo's a 3. 3-17. I think that might be a G1. 3-17 is a G1. He is an E17. And again, only errors are 15, 16, and 17. And that's a good play. It'll be a 6-4-3 double play. Another Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play. Pitcher's best friend. 2 quick outs, and here comes Mike Yastrzemski, grandson of Carl Yastrzemski, of course. 5-12, lefty, and that's a ground ball third base. X McMahon's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. He's an E10, and the numbers to avoid basically are 13 because 17 and 18 don't come up much, but 13 can get him once in a while. He's got to avoid the 13. This one's a 16. He still avoids it, though, because on the E10, it's 17 and 18, not 16. So McMahon makes the play, and the Giants go out rather meekly after that double play. We go to the 5th. It's still 4-0 Rockies. They won this game real world 4-3. Rockies going for their 13th win of the season. It's Jordan Beck. It's a 6-7, and that's a strikeout for Verlander. This is his fatigue inning, by the way, for Verlander. So we'll keep an eye on that. For Verlander, that is just his second strikeout. He's walked 4, struck out 2. Here's Tolia. 4-8, and that's another walk. 5th walk issued by Mr. Verlander. Tolia, no threat to run, will not be held. Here's Hunter Goodman. That's a 1-8 for Goodman, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Verlander, and now it's down to Ryan McMahon. He has struck out and walked. 5-10, and that's going to be a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Adames. He's a 2E17. He was not holding the runner Tolia on, so he will keep his number 2 rating. 2-12 is just fine. That is a G1. And then again, he's got to avoid 15, 16, and 17, which he does very well. So we'll just say he throws to first for simplicity's sake, and that will end the inning. So Verlander will pitch into the 6th. Here's Freeland. He's going to face Matos, VR, and Bailey. In real world, the Giants did pinch hit for VR with Lamont Wade Jr., so that will eventually happen once Colorado brings in a right-handed reliever. Here's Matos. That's a 2-11, and that's a double for Luis Matos. Leadoff double for Matos. And that brings up VR. That's a 6-7, and that's ground ball second base X. That'll get the runner over to third at a bare minimum. Farmer's a 3. 3-17 is good. E5. E5 and a 10 is good. It's going to be a 4-3 ground out with Matos taking second base, or third base rather. So runner at third. Only 1 out. So the infield will play back for Patrick Bailey. And that's a 1-9 for Bailey, and that's a 1-9 home run. 10-20 is a triple. The catcher Bailey had 3 triples real world. So 1-9 is a home run, 10-20 is a triple. And that is gone. Patrick Bailey, a 2-run home run, cuts the lead in half at 4-2. Bailey had 6 home runs real world. He's actually got weak power on both sides, but this is his home run chance at 1-9. Is his home run chance against lefties. He has no home run chance against righties. His only home run chance is a 1-9, and we found it. A 1-9 with a split of 1-9. So there you go, 2-run home run, Patrick Bailey. And here's Christian Koss for 7, and that's a strikeout for Freeland. That's only his second strikeout. But most importantly for Freeland, he has not walked anybody. That's the huge part. So here's Elliot Ramos, 0 for 2. That is a 1-5, and he's going to get a base hit. 2-out single for Ramos. He will not be held. But now the tying runs at the plate, and Willie Adames. 4-5, and that's a fly to center to end the inning. 2 runs come in for the Giants on the 2-run home run by Bailey. At the end of 5, it is Colorado 4 and San Francisco 2. And Verlander will come out. And he'll be facing Moniak, Farmer, and Martini. Moniak, Farmer, and Martini. .69, and that is a strikeout for Verlander. There's a dot there, but he has not reached his fatigue yet. Strikeout is good. Brings up Kyle Farmer. 4-3. It's a fly ball right field X. We're looking at Yastrzemski, a 2-E2. 215 is good. E2, the only error on an E2, only chances are 3, 16, and 18. And he has no problems with that. 2 down. For DH, Nick Martini. And that is a 4-2. Left-handed. That's a ballpark blast for Martini, but once again, he's got weak power, so the best he could do would be a single on a 1-4. Anything else, he just flies out to right. And he will fly to right to end the inning. So we'll see if Verlander comes back again for the 7th. It's possible. He might. You never know. Freeland, this will be his fatigue inning. And he's going to face Flores, Chapman, and Yastrzemski. Here is Flores. That is a 2-7 for Flores. He had a lot of hits in column 2, but he found the ground ball to second. Nice play by Farmer, 1 away, and here's Chapman. Chapman, 2-3 for Chapman against the lefty, and that's a single. Base hit for Chapman brings the tying run to the plate, and Mike Yastrzemski, lefty on lefty matchup. Yastrzemski doesn't do nearly as well against lefties as he does righties. 1-8, and that is a line out to third base. McMahon snags it, 2 down. And now Matos is up, and he doubled his last time up. That is a 6-11 right-handed fly ball right field X. We're looking at Moniak. He's a 3-E11. 3-E11 for Moniak. 3-2. That's going to get down for extra bases. Probably a double, I assume. Let's see here. 3-2 is a double 2 stars. So the runner Chapman has to stop at third, but we'll check for an error. Second double in a row for Matos. E11 for Moniak. He's got to avoid 3, 4, 13, 15, 16, and 18. And that is a 12. He's just fine there, so there's no error. Will be a double, puts runners on second and third. And now we have David VR up to bat. That is a 1-10, and that is a ground ball to short, and that will end the inning. So nothing doing there. That might be it for Freeland, though. We'll have to wait and see. He might come back out for the 7th. He's got a little bit of endurance remaining, so he probably will. Verlander is certainly going to come back out and start the 7th. He'll be facing the nameless player Trejo. In the bullpen for the Giants, they do have a right-hander tossing. And that right-hander is, find his card here. That right-hander is Spencer Bivens. Spencer Bivens loosening in the bullpen. Right now, it is Verlander, though. He's still in there against Trejo. 1-9, and that's a pop out to the second baseman, Koss, and that's one away. For the top of the order, and Brenton Doyle. 2-7 for Doyle, and that's a double 1-3. Anything else, he flies to Yastrzemski in right field. And that's a double. So how about that? The double die comes up as a 1. Brenton Doyle, a 1-out double. Brings up Jordan Beck, and this might be the last batter for Verlander right here. If he doesn't get Beck, he's probably gone. 6-5, and he's not going to get Beck, and he will be gone. 6-5 is a 1-8 home run. 9-20 is a double, and that is gone. Jordan Beck, a 2-run home run, and that will put the finishing touches on Justin Verlander. His evening is done. He's going to go 6 1/3. And he probably won a third of an inning too long. It is now a 6-2 ball game. Close the book on Verlander. He's going to go 6 1/3. And while Bivens gets these warm-up tosses, you can look at his numbers there. Bivens. And hold rating for Bivens is a 0, so that makes him a -3. So we'll get the numbers on Verlander. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got him for 7 hits, 6 runs. They were all earned. He did walk 5, and he struck out 4. So not the best outing for Verlander. And now in the game, Spencer Bivens. Bivens 4-3 with an ERA of an even 4 and 3 saves. Right-hander out of the Giants bullpen. He'll be facing switch hitter Michael Toglia. Start things off. Well, I left the D20 in there, so I'm going to re-roll that because we have to have a virgin. I have to have a virgin dice tray bottom here. I can't have the D20 getting in the way. Not like that other channel. I have to have the... Oh, I did put it. You know what? I sure did. I'm so used to the Rockies being at home here lately. And I put Bivens over here too, didn't I? Boy, I just really messed up. Thank you for that, Ben. I just really messed that up, didn't I? All right, so let's see. Good thing I've got the 2 things I have to have, correction tape and the undo button on the Strat computer when I'm doing the 87 replay. Those 2 things are very, very important. And I actually should have wrote these things down before I covered them up. I think it was 7 hits, if I'm not mistaken. 5 walks and 4 strikeouts. I think that's what it was. So Bivens, and again, -3 on the hold. I'll double check and make sure it's 7. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7 hits. Okay, so now we're straight. A little bit messy over here, but obviously want to be accurate. Thank you for that, catching that one, Ben. All right, so again, we're going to have Toglia come up, but when I rolled the 3 6s, the D20 was in the way, and I can't have that. Cannot have that. I will not roll dice when there's something already in the tray. Has to be a virgin tray. All right, here's Toglia. Toglia 6'4". 6'4", he's a switch hitter batting left. Let's ground ball third base X. We're looking at Chapman. He's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. E17 at third base. Check those numbers. E17 at third base. He's got to avoid 12, 15, 16, and 17. And he does not. That is a 12. So there you go. Right off the bat. Look at Chapman. E17. Third base, E17, a 12 rather, is a 1 base error. And that's the first number on the list, 12. So we'll be an E5 on Chapman. E5, I believe that's the first error of the game for either team. Toglia is aboard. Here's Hunter Goodman. That is a 5-6, and that's a strikeout for Bivens. 2 away for Ryan McMahon. And that's a 3-3 for McMahon, and that's a ballpark blast. 3-3 is a ballpark blast, but it's only a 1-4. Can he hit it in McCovey Cove? He cannot. Just a deep fly to right to end the inning. But Beck hit a 2-run homer, and the Rockies now lead it 6-2. Freeland out, and he'll be facing Bailey, Koss, and Ramos for the Giants. Bailey homered his last time up. This one is a 2-3 against the lefty. He's going to ground it right back to Freeland. One away for Christian Koss. 2-9, and he's going to strike out. That is the third strikeout for Freeland. And now Elliot Ramos. 5-7, and that's another strikeout for Freeland, but we're going to go ahead and cap Freeland at 7 innings, I do believe. We will cap Freeland at 7 innings. He's going to give up 2 runs. They were earned. Going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits he gave up. So 9 hits. The important part, though, is he didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 4. So that's it for Freeland, and Juan Mejia will be coming on for the Rockies to pitch in the bottom of the 8th. -3, and Goodman's +1, so that's a -2. So Juan Mejia will be on the mound next. Bivens has a fatigue of 2, so he will pitch the 8th inning, facing Moniak, Farmer, and Martini. And that's a 2-6 for Moniak, and he's got a 1-7 single. Anything else, he lines to second. And that's a base hit. Base hit for Moniak. That brings up Kyle Farmer. 2-5 for Farmer. That's a strikeout. Second strikeout for Bivens. Brings up Martini. That's a 1. Bivens' wild pitch is an 8. And it is blocked by Bailey. So we go to Martini. 6-6 lefty. That's a walk. First walk issued by Bivens. So first and second, 1 out. And now the number 9 hitter, Alan Trejo. That's a 1-6. That's a ground ball first base A. It'll be a 3-6-3 double play to end the inning, and that'll do it for Bivens. Bivens will go an inning and 2/3. He's going to strike out 2, walk 1, give up 1 hit, no runs. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. And now Juan Mejia is on for the Rockies. Mejia on the 25 season, 2-2, 3.96 ERA, and 1 save. He's got a fatigue of 1, so we're only going to have him pitch 1 inning. He's kind of like a setup guy. Right now, it's not a save situation, but it could be. You never know. Here's Willie Adames to lead it off, followed by Flores and Chapman. That is a 2-5 for Willie Adames. Struck him out. Mejia gets the K. Here's Wilmer Flores. Now, do they pinch hit for Flores? 241 hitter. They've got a lot of good lefties on the bench. Let's see who's on the bench for the Giants. They may be looking to go to somebody over here. Flores at the DH, so they could pretty much use anybody they want. They're going to go with... Oh, you know what? They're going to stick with Flores. They're going to stick with Flores. That is a 1-8 for Flores, and that's going to be a ground ball to short, 2 down. For Matt Chapman. 6-2, that's a strikeout, and Mejia does very well here in the 8th inning. He pitches 1 inning, strikes out 2, gives up nothing. It is not a save situation, so they will not be bringing in a closer for the ninth. They'll just bring in a reliever, but not a closer. And coming in to pitch for the Giants, top of the order is due up. Doyle, Beck, and Tolia, 2 righties and a switch. So they are going to go to they will go to Ryan. No, he had 17 saves. I don't want to use him. They will go with Randy Rodriguez. Randy Rodriguez is your pitcher for the Giants. He's a +7 hold. That doesn't help. However, he was 3-5 with a 1.78 ERA and 4 saves. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. And he'll be facing the top of the order, Doyle, Beck, and Tolia. 6-2, top of the ninth from Oracle Park. That is a 4-5, and that's going to be a strikeout for Rodriguez. 1 away for Jordan Beck. And that is a 5-2, and that's a ballpark blast. 1-4. Beck homered his last time up. This time just a deep fly to left, 2 down for Michael Tolia. 2-10 for Tolia, and that is a ground ball to second to end the inning. So Rodriguez did his job. He went 1 inning. He can give up anything with a strikeout. And it's the last chance saloon for the not New York Giants, the San Francisco Giants. And the Rockies, let's see who they want to bring out to pitch. Who might they use here? They're going to go to Angel Chavilli. He hasn't pitched in a few days, so we're going to use him. Angel Chavilli, and he is a +1 hold. All right, so he's going to be facing Yastrzemski, Matos, and then we'll get a pinch hitter for Villar, and that will be Jung-Hoo Lee, I should say. And if they tie the game, Lamont Wade Jr. would play first base. But it's going to be Lee. Jung-Hoo Lee will pinch hit for him in the ninth. But first, we have Yastrzemski and Matos. Then Jung-Hoo Lee. So Chavilli. That's a 5-6, and that's a solid double. Leadoff double for Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski with the leadoff double. That brings up Luis Matos. That's a 1-6 for Matos. That's a ground ball to second. That'll get the runner to third with 1 out. Of course, the infield is back since they lead by 4. And now the pinch hitter, Jung-Hoo Lee, normally plays center field. They were resting him against the left-hander. He hits .266 on the regular season with 8 home runs. Jung-Hoo Lee. Chavilli, 6'9" to the lefty. That's a fly ball to center field B. It's a sacrifice fly. That'll score the run to make it 6-3. But now, down to their final out, Patrick Bailey, the catcher. It's a 1-8, and they struck him out. Chavilli gets the strikeout, and the Rockies do it again. They win it 6-3 over the Giants. Chavilli, 1 inning pitched, a hit and a run. And we'll get our final line score. The loser is Verlander. The winner is Freeland. No save. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Rockies. 3 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error for the Giants. Giants must have left a lot of guys on base. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not really, just left 5 on base. They just got a lot of hits, but didn't bunch them, a lot of them together. So the Rockies improved to 13-18 through 31 games. So we only got to go seven. Only got to get 7 more wins in the next 28 games. You just have to go 7-21 to hit our goal of 20 wins. So there you go. Rockies win it. Player of the game, I guess you give it to Freeland. He went 7 innings, only gave up the 2 runs. I don't know offensively if you give it to anybody in particular. Nobody really stood out. I mean, a couple guys had a couple of good games. Moniak was 2 for 3, a couple of runs scored. Beck had the 2-run home run to kind of put it away, but you could tab a lot of guys, but since their pitching is usually their weak suit, we'll tap Freeland as the player of the game. So Colorado wins at 6-3. In real world, they won the game 4-3. Here they win it 6-3. So not too far off the page there. As we look ahead for tomorrow's game, we can update Colorado's record now to 13-18. And the Giants now are 11-21. It'll be Robbie Ray for the Giants against Sensatella for the Rockies. Giants won the game 4-0 real world. I haven't finished putting in all the tomorrow's game. Fortunately, the Giants will not be using BR, so we have all these players carded. Unfortunately, the Rockies' number 8 and 9 hitters, Owen Miller and Alan Trejo, neither one are carded. So we will have this card for both of them, as it turns out. So unfortunately, just the way it is, until they get some of the regular players back, these marginal players are going to be there. So there you go. Tomorrow morning, around hopefully between 9 and 9:15, we'll be in Oakland for the Boston Red Sox and the Oakland A's. Will Can Boyd for the Red Sox against Dave Stewart of the A's. But from here, from San Francisco, Oracle Park, it is the Rockies 6, Giants 3. Rockies improved to 13-18. Hello, Dr. D. Didn't mean to ignore you. I was just trying to get through this game and didn't look up and see you were there, but certainly appreciate you being there. Same with Utah Mike. Thank you for being here as well. So that's going to do it for the Rockies Horror Baseball Show. And wow, 561 complete games in 87. That's quite a different ball game we're watching these days, isn't it? All right, so that's going to do it from here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your morning. You can go watch Appa Soccer reruns if you like, or whatever you want. Or you can go to Strat-O-Matic and get free shipping. Take your pick. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.